Welcome back, students, to another video of how to manage technology projects by KP LAMA Education. This is the fifth video of the six-part lecture series, and today we'll be focusing on successful projects. So case studies on successful projects from industry. Now, previously we talked about what is a technology development project and why is it different to other projects. What are the different processes of managing technology development projects, ensuring you pick the right projects and why, and the previous case study lecture on failed projects. So, taking out your notes so far, we'll then look at successful projects and see how they incorporated what we talked about and prove why, using the techniques talked about, they were successful. So, our first case study today is from cows to kilowatts. Now, a bit of background on the project. So, the From Cows to Kilowatts partnership project was initiated to reduce water pollution and the effect of greenhouse gases from slaughterhouses. The aim of the project was to convert slaughterhouse waste into household gas and organic fertiliser. Now, the abattoir waste is a major source of water and air pollution, especially in developing countries. The slaughterhouses are poorly monitored and usually just put their waste into nearby rivers or lakes. The waste is usually untreated and carries tons of bacteria and animal diseases which later could be transferred to humans, while the degrading wastewater converts into greenhouse gases and contributes to climate change. So, what was their solution? So the first solution was to create a water treatment plant to eradicate any harmful bacteria that could infect humans. Research revealed that the water treatment creates even more greenhouse gases, therefore another approach had to be figured out, for obvious reasons. Now, the further derived solution was to capture the gases and use methods to convert them into household cooking gas and organic fertiliser. So, the implementation strategy. So, the project started in 2001. And the first step was to find sponsors and anybody who could help out with the success of the project. So they reached out to the Global Network for Environment and Economic Development Research, GNEEDR, and they developed the original idea and did the research on water pollution. Also, they got in contact with the Nigerian Centre for Youth, who provided legal advice and helped connecting the stakeholders. Now, to get financial support in Nigeria for a project that had not really been tested, although looked promising, wasn't an easy task. The original amount that the project required was around $500,000. As the household cooking gas could be sold later for, let's say, half the price of the actual cooking gas, it would take 15 years to get this amount back. At the end, the UNDP financed the project with the startup amount. Now, the Biogas Technology Research Centre helped to adapt their implementation of the project to be used with slaughterhouse waste. The prototype showed great promise, so the production started. Now, starting the construction was not altogether straightforward, as the UNDP usually only funded government proposed projects, which is why previously stated that they had problem getting funding in the first place. So, after all the legal procedures were conducted and finished, construction commenced in 2007. So, what are the results today? So the plant can now produce 1500 cubic metres of biogas per day and capture 900 cubic metres of pure methane a day. This means that the slaughterhouse greenhouse gas emission dropped by 22,300 tonnes of carbon dioxide per year. Quite a large amount. And due to the successfulness of this project, other cities and slaughterhouses are currently looking into using the same process to reduce their environmental impact. Because nowadays most companies and industries are trying to cut down on their carbon emissions, the greenhouse gas emission, anything that can cause any harm to the environment. So, our next case study is on the non-profit IT project, the radio satellite system. Now, the radio satellite system, RSS, is the interconnected satellite distributed network, which is used to distribute programming via satellite to public radio stations across a region. The radio satellite system project was in need of upgrading its infrastructure and support systems. A full upgrade was needed to support future producer and station operations. This included new vendors, new staff, and new consultants. So, what were the challenges? So, the project was running late, and there were a couple of challenges the company had to face, so they needed a project manager. So, to reiterate, the fact was the project was behind schedule and lacked a decent project manager. So, they had to bring one in. And what were the tasks he faced? Well, the tasks he faced were he needed to coordinate tasks, he needed to coordinate staff assignments, he needed to evaluate the project status, he needed to analyse resource requirements, he needed to negotiate and oversee consultants, contractors and vendors. He needed to prepare the budget, and he needed to prepare and present informational sessions, which coincidentally is the majority of what I stated previously in the 3 information lectures. Episode 1, 2 and 3 essentially. So what they did was they contacted a company called Project Masters, and they were hired to provide a project manager, and who was tasked with getting the project back on schedule and assuring it stayed on schedule through the completion. He was obviously tasked with completing the challenges I just stated, So, through the Project Masters company and the newly promoted project manager, the project was able to provide a detailed project plan, a project timeline, and also generating weekly status reports and adhering to standard operating procedures. So they managed to get the project back on track, keep it on track, generated weekly status reports to ensure information was passed around and everybody knew what was going on, and they didn't cut any corners while doing it because they stuck to standard operating procedures. So the benefits. So with the help of an experienced project manager, the project was finished in time and it was a success. The software and hardware were provided by the vendors and they all satisfied the customer base. The project manager helped them synchronise the project plan and manage the budget accordingly. So to reiterate, one project focused on how keeping the project focused on how much a project manager can affect a project, by showing you, even though how effective some of these techniques can be, that a good project manager will help a project indefinitely. It won't guarantee its success, but it will definitely help it get there, if you know what I mean. And one highlighted how a successful project cannot just simply mean turning a profit, because with the greenhouse gas emission project, you realise that they were turning very little profit by selling off the gases, but it was more successful because of the fact that they cut down their carbon emissions and their greenhouse gas emissions significantly. So much to the fact that now other companies and industries want to copy them to cut down on their environmental impact as well. So that's one thing to look out for. Success isn't just measured in profit. So this is the end of this case study lecture. But it's a case study lecture, which means there will be a tutorial. So as per the last one, the tutorial will be found on the KP LAMA website, and there will be 5 questions for each case study, so 10 questions in total. Any questions about the tutorial you have, fire it in the forum. Either the tutors will get back to you as soon as they can, or another student might be able to answer your question for you. If there's any particular trouble, feel free to drop us an email, the standard, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. However, once you've completed your tutorial questions, submit your answers to us via the email link in the website, and we will get back to you as soon as we can with your marks and the answers to any of the questions you may have got wrong. So that is the end of this episode. So join us for episode 6, the final episode, where we'll be recapping on some of the more of the significant information that you need to know. So until next time, see you later.